One of the things I wanted to ask you about in this is, as you've heard on the program today, we're really interested in these full reserve models, and the nature of the Chinese digital currency is it is a full reserve model.
Yeah, it's full reserve.
And it's very different than traditional electronic money in some respects. And I'm interested in your perspective on what the implications are for this in a variety of areas, including monetary policy transmission, how it interacts with commercial bank deposits, and then how does that translate to broader benefits for society and the economy?
Okay, so there are actually two meanings of fully reserve. For example, for DCP, the full reserve means the ratio between DCP to the deposit reserve. That's on the balance sheet of the central bank. So that's how DCP has low impact on the amount of central bank money.
Right.
The other meaning of full reserve is through the narrow banking and design. So that in that scenario, it means the ratio between the deposit and the deposit reserve. So for DCP, it's a different kind of full reserve, actually. Basically, it's a new kind of cash. It's a digital form of cash.
Right.
So people will transfer or move some of the money from bank deposit into this new DCP. And basically, it means that people will have a higher preference for cash. That's it. But for now, cash includes both physical form and digital form. And in this process, it will lead to monetary contraction. That means bank deposit will fall, and M0 will rise. And if you look at the monetary multiplier, it will fall too. So this will have some, and that will impact the funding source of banks, because with the DCP, bank will rely more on wholesale funding rather than retail banking, and so the funding cost will rise.
Right.
So I think the Chinese Central Bank has taken this factor into considerations. They will use some monetary policy to neutralize or mitigate the contractory effect of the DCP.
Mm-hmm.
And for the benefit for the society and the economies, so we can see three benefits. First, it will enhance financial inclusiveness, because it's very easy for people to have a DCP wallet rather than a Chinese bank account, especially for foreigners. And so if foreigners and foreign companies can have DCP wallet, and this will improve the cross-border payment. And this will,
One of the most important things I wanted to touch on, actually, which is, as we move into this world of these token-based digital currencies, obviously the potential here is that the Chinese digital currency would be broadly available on the internet and around the world. In a sense, any person or firm that has a digital wallet that's compatible with this could directly transact with the Chinese economy, directly transact with, essentially using these liabilities of the Chinese central bank. And that could be very transformative to the growing role of China in the world economy and in how trade happens with China. And so in some respects, as a technological innovation, this is sort of the synthesis of the monetary system and the internet and the reach of the internet. And I think it's quite profound because we've obviously the multilateral financial system that was built up after World War II, that was anchored in dollars and built on things like SWIFT. We're seeing new infrastructure built that goes over the internet, and that really changes the nature of economic relationships with China in a profound way.
Yes, I agree with your point. So I think this, so currently PBOC has no plan to test DCP in the cross-border payment scenarios, but I think they will have this in mind, and the PBOC will use DCP as an important part of their strategy to internationalize the renminbi. So I think in the near future, we can see that foreign people and foreign companies will have DCP wallets, and they will transact directly with the Chinese economy. And this is how DCP become to settle international trade. And we also look forward for the DCP to settle cross-border financial transactions. Actually, in Shanghai, the Chinese government has experimented the use of DCP in post-trade processing. Yeah. And this will promote the status of the renminbi on the international stage. But I think the Chinese government will work very close with the foreign governments to respect their currency monetary sovereignty. Yeah. So, for example, if there's a very huge demand in a foreign country for the DCP, the Chinese government will work with the foreign government to sign maybe a MOU and to lay out the DCP infrastructure. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I look forward to the day when someone can have a digital wallet and they can swap USDC for Chinese DCED. Maybe that's not so far off in the future.